Hi folks, I'm back. Just wanted to do another video. You know, last month I did a video about people who hated Last Jedi get painted as these males who hate strong women, and how I thought that was unfair to kind of label someone like that. And in the comments below, a lot of you agreed with me, and then a few of you brought up a good point too, that people who hate The Last Jedi call those who love The Last Jedi Disney shills. And so I wanted to talk about that label, the shill label. What does shill mean, by the way? Well, first off, a shill is an accomplished or a hawker, a gambler, or swindler who acts as an enthusiastic customer to entice and encourage others. You know, so encouraging other people to join on in this excitement. You better get in on it, and you know, they're basically just trying to swindle you. And maybe they're getting paid, maybe they are, you know, on the side of the company. And I definitely believe that for some sites and some of the media too. The media really loved Last Jedi. I mean, you look at Rotten Tomatoes, I think the score was like 97, 99% loved it. And then 50% of fans did not like it. Now, that's normal where the media loves a movie that bombs. You know, you have that happen all the time, but what was really odd was the media started attacking the fans after they didn't like it. Like, how could you not like it? Usually the media just shuts up and goes, ooh, okay, that wasn't that good, so I'll just move on. You know, they don't say anything about it, but this time, I told you about that article that came out, says the real problem with Star Wars fans is they don't understand Star Wars. And it was a piece about how people who hated Last Jedi don't understand Star Wars. That makes zero sense whatsoever. And in those cases, yeah, probably there's a few fan sites, which I've already mentioned, who are obvious Disney shills. They have some connection to Lucasfilm. Maybe they get paid a little bit to talk good about things, and that's just how the business is made. So in those cases, yeah, you could use the word. Now, using that word for every person who loves Last Jedi, I don't know, man. That seems a little excessive, and I think you are also unfairly labeling people. Remember what I said last month. I really think that people, when someone tells me they love Last Jedi, I don't think, oh, you're such a Disney shill. No, I just say, oh, okay, you liked it. I believe them. You know, I believe them. I don't think they're lying about that. When people get overzealous about it, like they're trying to defend it and they're kind of getting ridiculous in their defenses, like I told you, I had a friend of mine who thought Last Jedi was okay. But when the backlash came out about Last Jedi, all of a sudden he thinks Last Jedi is one of the best Star Wars movies ever. And I'm like, wait a minute, you didn't say that at first. Now, it is true, people can change their mind about movies, whether they love them more or less, you know, as time goes on. But in this case, I think there is a little bit, and is that a shill? Yeah, because you're trying to encourage others to change their mind and like this movie that you like. But then we get into the problem of where is the line, right? Where's the line of a shill and someone who just really loved the movie? Man, that's hard to say. I do think that people overuse that word. I don't really like using that word because I don't think it's true for a majority of fans who love Last Jedi. I don't think it's true at all. I go back to the prequel era. This is what reminds me when the prequels came out. There were a lot of us who, you know, we liked the prequels, but we were upset that the prequels were getting so much hate, so we defended them online. The prequels aren't that bad, you know, and for me personally, I like the prequels, but I never defended them. If someone said that they hated the prequels, I would probably concede most, not all, but most of their points for why they thought the movie was bad. That was my point of view. But there was a lot of people who knew the movies weren't that good, but they hated people who were just dumping on these movies and they were trying to defend them. Well, you know, I have kids and they love Jar Jar, you know, stuff like that. Yeah, that you have, your kids love it. Did you notice you're using your kids as the reason why it's a good movie, not yourself? But the thing is, people were just kind of, you know, all up in arms over the prequels back in the day about why people didn't think they were great. And they're like, well, these prequels are fantastic. They're masterpieces. No, they're not. I enjoyed them, but they're not masterpieces. I'm not going to defend them in any case. But the thing is, I think we have the same problem here going with Last Jedi. Yeah, people are like just offended. Why didn't you like this? Disney's supposed to be on a roll. They don't lose, right? You should like this. And then they get ridiculous in their defenses. Now, should you call that person a shill? No, probably just ridiculous. I don't even know. I mean, yeah, according to the definition, they're trying to entice you and to come back. Shame on you for leaving Star Wars. You hear that a lot, right? You're not a true fan. You know, you don't like Star Wars. We heard that as EU fans. So it's kind of funny now that they're trying to do that. But when we label them shills, No. In fact, someone says they loved it. If they loved it at the very beginning, I'm not going to say, well, that's because you're a shill. You love everything. No. Remember on my podcast, I actually brought two people in. I had my buddy, Bruce, who's a big fan of The Last Jedi, and I had another buddy of mine, Wes, who absolutely hated it. And he loved Force Awakens before that. And so they had what was a very civil conversation, and my buddy Bruce, who loved The Last Jedi, conceded every point about my other buddy Wes, who did not like it. He said, yeah, that was kind of kooky, but you know what, it's Star Wars, I still like it. And I know exactly how he feels, because I was the same. It felt like someone telling me how the prequels were bad. I'm going, yeah, I guess so, that's a good point, but I still like the movie. And that's what it sounded like a lot to me. Now, at Comic-Con, they actually had a discussion, a debate about Last Jedi, and it was very civil. And I think you're going to see that if it was in a real-life setting. Remember, over the internet, this animosity where everyone can just, you know, they feel free to call everyone any name they want to, because they're not seeing him face to face. They would never say this stuff face to face, but they're super brave, you know, behind their laptop or behind their computer and whatnot. I believe that as well, but I think a lot of times if you were to sit down face to face, it would be more or less a civil conversation. So try to do your best. If you're using the word shill too much, if everyone that loves Disney is a shill, I think you're overusing that word and you're using it improperly. I think there are people who truly do love the movie, and if it was me, I would just drop the word altogether from my vocabulary and just have a normal adult talk about things that were ridiculous. Now, I want to say the same thing about people who are overly zealous about hating this movie. You know, that you went into the movie with this mindset going, I'm going to hate this movie no matter how good it is. Okay? And thankfully for you, it wasn't that good, so you could bash everything about it. Yay! I don't see the point of that. I've never seen the point of that. In the past, a lot of people have tried to get me to watch some of these movies, because you know I have no interest in them and therefore would not like them and would just, you know, outright bash them. And you want to hear me bash the movie? No, I don't want to waste my time. Plus, I don't want to destroy someone else's fun time. If someone's enjoying that, I don't want to sit there and just crap on it all day long. Sure, I like to poke fun and everything, and I'll continue to do that. But at the same time, I've always said, if you liked it, that's fine. I mean, it's up to that person if they want to waste their time, but I've got better things to do with my time, a lot more better things to do with my time. So if all you're going to do is just consistently just rant upon this movie, and that was your whole purpose of watching Last Jedi, is you could talk about how bad it was, find a hobby. But anyway, so for both sides of the coin there you have it. I think shill is definitely an overused word, and probably we should stop using it as much, if not at all anymore, from the vocabulary. Because again, if someone liked the movie, I believe them. They like the movie. All right, folks, that's all the time I have for now. See you next time with another video.